Hi, I'm Rachel Chloe, and I'm going to be showing you how to set up a portal in Filtergraph and also how you can use Filtergraph to visualize your data. I will be going to filtergraph.vanderbilt.edu. You can create an account. All that you need is an email address. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. All of my portals that I have created before will still be here. I can still access them and edit them. And you can also create new portals. I'm going to create a new portal and name it. The name will automatically be the end of your URL, but you can change it if you want. You could choose many different file types. Mine is a text file. ASCII files are also supported, so are Excel and FITS files, along with many other kinds. Once your data is submitted, you'll be brought to a customization page. I'm going to add a description. You can also change the names of your columns or add descriptions to your columns. You can also change the initial settings of your graph. When you click Submit, it'll take you back to the top of the page where you click on the URL for your portal. Here's the initial scatter plot. I'm going to change the x-axis. There's a drop-down menu of all of your column titles that you can choose from. It automatically puts these into the drop-down menu. You'll notice that there's 5 axes, including color and size, so technically you can make a 5-dimension graph here. You can also perform math functions in the axis input. I'm going to subtract something. Now I can filter my data. I'm going to just pick a variable, give it a minimum value, and it will take off all of the points that are not above that value. Clicking this box will give you all the details of that function. You can set the dimensions of the x and y axis by clicking on the filter next to their input boxes. You can also perform more advanced math functions in the axes input boxes. I'm multiplying a number by log 10 of one of our columns divided by another number. Now I will change the color, and then I'm going to click on the More button here. It shows many more options for customizing your graph. You can add a title, change point size, font size, and point type. By reversing the y-axis, I can make a Hertzsprung-Russell diagram. You can also invert the color at the bottom of the page so you have a black background and white font. This makes it a lot easier to see all of the points. When you close the filter next to an axis box, it will go back to its default values. I'm going to change the Parallax Filter now and change the axes so that I can show you the 3D feature of the scatter plot. So I have right ascension versus declination. I'm going to change the color to represent temperature, and now I'm going to add a z-axis. This will plot in 3D. You can move the graph around just by hitting the buttons at the bottom. You can move it left and right, up and down. If you want to go out of the 3D view, simply change the z-axis to none. The zoom feature works just by clicking and dragging on a section of the screen. You can click and drag as many times as you want. If you want to view the specific information for one data point, simply click on it. A box with all of the point info will come up. If you want to get out of the zoom and zoom back out, all you have to do is click Reset Zoom. If you have fewer data points, you can also change the point type to make them easier to see to something such as star or square. Down at the very bottom of the box is an Advanced Functions box which shows you all of the math functions that you can perform in the input boxes, including sine and cosine and tangent. You can also plot as a histogram. This is a 1D histogram plot. If you uncheck the 1D box, the default histogram function is 2D. You can also change the number of bins and do a 3D plot. Clicking on Table will give you a list of all of your columns and all of your data. It'll display 100 rows by default, but you can change that number. You can sort it by any of your column headings. You can also check specific rows that you want shown. Filtering according to a certain column is also possible by clicking the filter next to the Sort by Input box. That was just a brief intro to get you started, but Filtergraph can do much more, so check it out for yourself. Just register an account, upload a dataset, and start graphing.